You really have to network. You have to take advantage of meeting people and going the extra mile. Even if you go to an event and you just sit there and don't talk to anybody, it's not going to do you any good. You have to step out of your comfort zone and introduce yourself to people, make business cards, do all the little extra things that can help your career.
One of the things that I always recommend for people to do as you're trying to get jobs in the gaming industry is to go to events, go to trade shows, learn to meet people, and just talk to them, because those connections that you make are going to take you everywhere.
For me to get into esports, it was networking. So my time as being a pro and understanding people in the scene, I realized that in order to get into esports, because it was such a niche market, you need to know people.
To get to where I am, which is something I've been asked a couple times in my lifetime, I was in the right place at the right time, but also I had people that met me and appreciated me for who I am and really wanted to help me succeed.
I made friends with Amateur Pro early on, so before they were even running tournaments, they were actually an online store, and I started talking to them early when they would come to me asking for tips on how to run an esports tournament. I had no idea. I would only run on online tournaments, and I somehow helped him, and he noticed I had a talent. Not only that, he got me in for my very first event, which was incredible. It got me the experience needed, and I cannot thank them enough for that.
You know, you make friends in the scene, you make your movements in the scene, and you put yourself in a position to find those opportunities. But yeah, and big shout out to some of the casters I've obviously worked with in the past as well, guys like Fwiz and Courage have all give me encouragement, if you like, and point you in the right direction.
Just going to as many places as I can and meeting as many people as I can, because esports for me is really who you know.
A lot of it comes down to relations, and when people come up and approach us at esport events, we really try to engage with them as best as we can and create those connections and personality bits that we get out of them.
If they have a good head on their shoulders and they just know how to talk to people and network, they're going to make it really far.
A guy named Eric Sanders, who worked at Activision, and now he's head of esports at 100 Thieves, he actually hit me up. He was like, hey, a company named Scuff Gaming is looking for someone to come in and be a social media coordinator for him. I said, perfect, that's my way into esports.
Adam Apicella, who is a bigwig in MLG, I met him over 10 years ago when they were just kind of starting out, and he gave me a chance and allowed me to work with them. Danny DeWong, who doesn't even really work in esports anymore, I ended up crashing in a spare room of his and Kyle McGee in New York City and just ended up paying $300 rent from them for like a little closet essentially, and that's kind of how I ended up working more and more with MLG when they were based in New York City.
If I could offer any advice, you listen to your peers. There's always going to be Twitch chat talking about you, saying, okay, well, we don't rate this guy. But at the end of the day, if you're speaking to the people that are important, so producers, your other commentators, all these guys can offer advice that can help you guys out. Message me, ask me how your casting is, and it's we're always happy to help.
My boss now, Chris Hendry, he hired me after I came back from the military because he believes in me more than I believe in myself, and I really appreciate that. Even when we butt heads and have stress all the time, because we literally are on the road a month at a time together, and it's like having a weird brother that I just fight with all the time, and it's amazing. So it really depends on if you do a good job and you are good at what you do and you push forward, people see that and they believe in you and they try to help you as well, and it's great.
The easiest way to keep in touch with people in esports is really through social media. Twitter is the biggest form of communication for most esports professionals, bizarrely still. It's been there for maybe 6 or 7 years now in the industry, and a lot of people are used to just DMing each other or tweeting each other. That's the beauty of Twitter. You can talk to anybody. You don't have to have anything accepted, that sort of thing, as long as they're not private, of course. But any of these top commentators, you can tweet them. Yes, okay, we might not see them all, but if you tweet us relentlessly and get on a case, we'll inevitably see it. So yeah, just make sure you're on Twitter, post your own clips of what you're doing commentary wise if that's what you want to do, and somebody will recognize it if you're good enough.